prove their ability of extorting money from you. I mention my name, being duly affirmed in propria persona. When you say in propria persona legally, what you're saying is myself proper, in accordance with natural law. Yeah, that's a legal term. Whenever many of the guys we talked about parking tickets and getting out of this and that, they went to court and said, I appear in special appearance in propria persona. Some of the guys who come to our class said that the magistrates have cleared the entire courtroom out and has talked to them one-on-one. So what do you want? I want this totally dismissed on the grounds that it is not in accordance with this, that, blah, 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 and that's it, stamped. Okay, go to the cashier, count zeroed out, period. When you go in there, don't go in pro se. See, they tell you pro se. Pro se only corresponds with the system of equity, which makes you an officer of the court. In propria persona, you are standing in your own natural person, natural representation, and the only one who stands over you is the creator, period. That's it.
Question. What is pro se?
Pro se, it means as yourself. Because you remember, it's franchise. In propria persona is yourself proper. Pro se is as yourself, which means you're not really who you think you are. That's why when you get a bill in the mail, everyone in here, your name is probably spelled in all capital letters. That's telling you that when you received that birth certificate, you became franchised. And your name is already up in the Department of Commerce anyway, U.S. Department of Commerce. So here we go. Being duly affirmed in propria persona, am a Moorish American national, not a U.S. citizen. It had nothing to do with me. Of Moroccan descent, being aboriginal by birth and inheritance, deriving my power and authority from the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, that deals with natural law. That's all that means. That's another way to say it. Zodiac law is the same as natural law. And I don't mean with the Zodiac thing with the guy, you know what I'm talking about, that commercial stuff. Great Seal and Moorish national flag, and give honor to the Moroccan Treaty of 1787 while giving respect to the continental United States flag. The continental United States flag is our flag. Red background, white box, and green tree, and it means we're reaching to heaven, to God. That's our tree. The New England states still use it. But that's our flag flown at the White House. That's a flag. Anything less than is referred to as a banner. I am returning your presentment, that's the thing that they sent to me, said you owe me, so pay me, without dishonor, since I have no standing contract with your agency, nor have I entered into any contract nor agreement with the city of New York, and I spell it all uppercase because I'm saying you're a business entity, where a valid contract can be reduced in a court of law bearing my signature. Let me jump down to some of the media stuff. I hereby plead non-assumpsit. Know what that means? Get to it. By which I did offend the averse that I did not undertake nor promise by agreement nor contract to be liable for something that I did not enter into with the above agency. Then I cite a case history case for that. See, we just don't use words. We give you the words, and then we have the case history or the law, whatever it may be, to back that up. I list something else. I say, I demand that your agency adhere to the clean hands doctrine, and I cite the case for that, by presenting any and all alleged adhesion contracts between myself and your agency. Traffic citations are not complaints without an affidavit, and I cite the case for that. Nor can any of the agencies appear as the injured person / parties, being that it is an artificial entity of political self-incorporation and would violate the law of corpus delicti of bringing forth the injured party. Then I cite another case for that one. Corporations cannot appear as the injured party. It cannot be the city of New York, the city of Newark versus John Little. You can't do that. That's illegal. But most of us don't know about this kind of stuff. Artificial entities cannot go against a natural individual, period. That's in the legal dictionary, it tells you that. The laws of mankind no longer apply when you deal with a natural individual. You have not provided any consideration to me, and have not provided any performance of any nature to which I am indebted by an instrument that does not bear my signature. Meaning they sent me the presentment, and where's the contract? You can't send me this bill. I want to know, what did I sign to get this? I am returning your unsubstantiated presentment under, and I listed the Uniform Commercial Code for that. You must prove that your agency has jurisdiction, being that I have challenged it. Cite another case for that. Once jurisdiction is challenged, it must be proven. The Department of Motor Vehicles asked for inquiry from the Office of the State Attorney General for New York has declared that the DMV, which is Department of Motor Vehicle, is not licensed to be doing business in this state, nor are there any articles of incorporation to be found on record. My point is, the alleged parking summons that were issued were all prima facie, meaning appearing on the face of until challenged. And then whatever it is that you challenge them on, that becomes whatever it is that you agree to settle on. Yeah, this is showing that this man is a total farce. Total farce. Again, I beat him up with the thing about I say, please exhibit the instruments that contain my signature, obligating me to your demand under agreement. I list the Uniform Commercial Code because this is business. This is not about improper dunning. Seeing that your agency cannot produce a contract bearing my signature, making me a delinquent debtor of your agency, the creditor. So let me get to the threats that I made. That wasn't threats, that was just me pointing some stuff out, and I listed 7 items that they must answer, including providing a delegation of authority order, articles of incorporation that was given to their agency for them to be doing what they're doing, period. I got here, failure on your part to vacate the presentments of your demand will result in me pressing criminal charges in federal court under 241-242 of Title 18, theft by deception, duress, coercion, fraud by inducement, material misrepresentation, malfeasance of office under the color of law, and extortion using the mail system. Just remember, the City of New York is a corporation, and there's no immunity for anybody when they deal in the Commercial Paper Act on Erie versus Clearfield doctrine. And I've got any attempt to bring this matter, now I'm threatening them, any attempt to bring this matter into civil court, which is not a court of law, it's a municipal court, business court, will be met with it being removed from your local jurisdiction by filing an Amendment 9 complaint at law. Because you're a natural person, all you deal in is law. You don't deal with all this other stuff, you know, where, well, this motion for this, no. Got nothing to do with us. We don't play ball that way. At law in U.S. Supreme Court or Federal District Court, which either case is easy, so that this matter may become part of the public record for other people to use for their benefit. The City of New York Traffic and Civil Court lacks legal jurisdiction to enforce any statutes. They don't have law, statutes, penal codes, and all that other nonsense. To enforce any statute, ordinances, rules without voluntary compliance with the persons to whom accepted having jurisdiction. This is in their own law. Your agency cannot demand mandatory compliance, seeing that it is not dealing in law, which is put forth by the federal, state constitutions, and the Uniform Commercial Code, both federal and state. And then I told them in the near future, any correspondence they want to send to me, spell my name correctly. On that note, I'm going to come down, and when I come back up, I promise you a round of war. That's one thing I specialized in when I was in the service. I trained in, extensively trained in urban warfare, and let me tell you something. Me belonging to a native warrior society fits.
Before I bring Brother Colin on, there's a few things I wanted to show you. One thing I do for the group here is I'm kind of like the analyst person. I'm the person that looks at things and dissects it and chops it up and looks at it again and comes to some sort of conclusion of what we are reading. Sometimes there's a lot of subtle things that are done that we don't even notice that affect us greatly. For instance, when I was reading this newspaper, see what I do a lot of times, I read the newspaper and I see things on both sides of the page. See, sometimes we just read one page, one story, and we leave it at that. But a lot of times there's a story on both sides of the page, even next to it, a corresponding advertisement. Here was one advertisement that I saw that was kind of interesting. On this side, it says it's crowded. This is in the Daily News, Monday, November 21st, 1994. And it was showing murder in the U.S., the murder rate, 400,000 people by the state in 1992, and they had a national ranking of each state where they talked about murdering, and over here they talk about the electric chair. The whole article is based on killing folks. Now, on the flip side, is an advertisement that says, you can show these kids that your small business has a big heart. And they have a whole bunch of black kids smiling, over here,